gentlemen. Welcome back to episode 5 of the Ethical Weightlifting Podcast. Um, it's myself, your host, Santo, accompanied by Morgan McCullough, and as well as a special guest. Second week in a row, Hutton Boles here. Appreciate you taking the time for joining us. We'll chop it up for an hour or two, just talk weightlifting and stuff. We'll get into your story a little bit more down the road. But yeah, let's start off with some recent weightlifting news. I feel like there's some pretty hot stories coming out.
Mhm.
Where do you want to start, Morgan?
I think the best place to start is Lasha coming out of retirement.
Yeah.
Um, Most people's GOAT right now. We thought he was done. Quest for 500 might not be over, and a quest for the fourth gold is very possible.
Yeah, I think he took some well-deserved time off, especially kind
Definitely.
of injury-ridden towards the end of the quad, and pushing that age where if you're a super that you know you might not have another quad in you to
hmm
push for. But I mean, I
Yeah.
was surprised to see that video. I don't know if anyone really had that on the radar.
No,
I
I
don't think
definitely didn't.
many people did.
Yeah, because I feel like the whole talk for him leading up to the Olympics was just like his knee, constant injuries back and forth. I thought I heard that he suffered a pretty major injury like after 2022 Europeans. He just never really recovered from that. And I think that really started to show the more he trained for the Olympics because he started missing meets. I think he missed the Worlds, missed the Europeans, and he went out and won gold at the Olympics.
Yeah, I think that was a quad, torn tendon
Mm.
somewhere in his knee too.
Yeah.
I remember. I think Dr. Georgie posted that video too. It was
Yeah, he
um,
was having some heart issues too, I remember, just from the body weight. And so I think having this
Mm.
year and a half, 2 years of being able to lose some body weight, maybe get comfortable there. I mean, he doesn't have to do the 220 plus,
Mm-mm.
265 plus anymore to win. Like
Oh.
there's good supers out there, but there's not like the people pushing those numbers.
Mm-mm.
So I don't think 500 is going to happen, nor do I think he thinks that's going to happen. But I mean, we saw when Pyrrhos in um, Athens was trying to go for the gold, like even after all those years, he was still able to put up medals. So
Mm.
even if he gets a silver, that's still even more decorated.
Yep.
yeah. I think that fourth gold medal for a weightlifter is kind of just like a mythical milestone. Um,
Yeah.
That's 16 years of perfection.
Yeah, that's really
yeah,
hard to uphold, especially for supers too. I mean, they hit a later physical peak just because of their body weight, but still, like you said, to maintain 16 years of dominance, that's just difficult.
yeah. I almost look at supers too, like offensive linemen, defensive linemen in the NFL, where you stretch out their mesocycles per se, like over the course of 4 years rather than a full 1 year season with the NFL players. But like,
Mm.
it's hard to keep up the weight for them, like when they're in season versus out of season. I remember hearing that Lasha gets, he'll lose probably 20 kilos when he doesn't train at all, just in body
Mm.
weight. And
Mhm.
getting back into training and pushing for a quad, he's got to get his weight up to. I mean, probably more so muscle mass just from taking that time off, but to help get that strength back and that movement back is, I feel like that's something that supers have to face more so compared to any other weight class weightlifter.
Definitely, because I watched a video of him in the back room at the Olympics this past Olympics, and I compared that to how he looked in 2022 or even current day. He looked pretty big at the Olympics this year. Definitely put on a lot of weight for that.
I think
Yeah, and
he's
even oh, go
400
ahead.
pounds or something. Like, I
Yeah.
remember he was a long time ago, they would do like track his body weight from meet to meet, and at one
Mhm.
point it was going up like 5 kilos per competition. It was like started off at 165 or so, and then he got up to being 182 or 183 weighing in.
Yeah, I don't know if he's ever touched 190 in body weight, but he's definitely gotten into the 180s, and that's where we saw that 225, 267
Mhm.
performance was. He was probably 185 kilos at that meet.
Yeah.
Had to be.
So
Yeah.
definitely among like the biggest of the supers, even comparing body weights. I mean, you look at someone
Mhm.
like Gore Manassian, who's not as tall as him. He's, surprisingly, I think around 150, 160.
Yeah.
So, but he's got the frame to fit it. But I mean, even
Yeah.
looking at like this next quad where, who could possibly even test him? I mean, the two Armenians, one now representing Bahrain. Um,
Mm.
I mean, those guys are always going to be at the top, but even recent numbers from them, I feel like Lasha really isn't going to need, a 500 total to win it all, like you said,
No.
Morgan.
Yeah.
No, I
I
think
think.
maybe 210, 250 is still in striking distance for winning. I don't know if that'll be good enough to win, but roughly in that
Yeah.
range of give or take 5 or 10 kilos.
Yeah. There's some. I saw some kid a few days ago. I think he was out of Iraq. He's maybe 21, 22. He's a super, and he snatches 210, 215 right now. And he's I've a lot of people have put like some side by sides with him and Lasha, and I think in especially the snatch, he's like 3 or 5 kilos ahead of where Lasha was at that same age when Lasha was 21, 22. So that's I don't know, I forgot what his name was, but that's definitely one to keep an eye on in this upcoming quad as he develops and gets older. I mean, at the Olympics he'll be 24. Like that's still really young, especially for a
Yeah.
super.
I think I know who you're talking about. That guy, he's lean, and he was
Yes.
just age out of juniors, right?
Yes, I just recently.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I just looked his name up, and I'm pretty sure you're talking about is Ali Rubayawi.
That's it. That's it.
Does that
Yep.
ring a bell? Yeah, he made the 30 under 30 for the Forbes Middle East
What?
like
Wow,
article,
okay.
I guess. Yeah.
Dang.
But yeah, he's an '04 birth year, so
Oh, 04? That's my
yeah,
year.
and he competed at the Olympics this last quad.
That's insane.
Dang.
It's already at a 419 total.
It's incredible.
So,
Pretty legit.
I mean, if not this quad, definitely the next quad. Someone to look out for.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Keeping with the supers, I think we should talk about one of our own here in the U.S., Aaron Williams, who not last episode, but 2 episodes ago, I think we talked about how he left his team on good terms. But he's landed on 1 kilo and Will Fleming to join forces with going into the squad. What do we think about that?
I don't necessarily have a bunch of opinions on it. I think Will is a great coach and
Mhm.
Aaron's a great athlete. They'll probably work great together. And I saw that Aaron isn't remote. He moved up to Indiana for that. I think if you're going to do any big move like that going into a quad, that's probably uh, smart to go train there in person. And now he has Mary to train with. He has
Mhm.
Dom and other people at 1 kilo that are very good athletes. So, I mean, probably a smart move. I don't have a bunch of opinions on it, but I mean, I hope it goes well for him.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat with Morgan. I don't have many opinions on that, but just like you said, I've met Will a few times. Seems really, really smart, and like he really cares about his athletes. So I think that right there alone is a massive thing. Is just having a coach that actually cares for you, wants to see you succeed, and not just use you as a marketing thing. Cares for you as an athlete, as a person. But yeah, I mean, he's surrounded by a good group. The athletes there are great. Coaching obviously great. Like I think it could be a very beneficial move for him.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I mean, from what I know about Will, I know I've known some of his other athletes, like remote athletes, and even like the stuff that he programs is, I think very beneficial for a super, with kind of programming based off of stimulus and not so much percentage or numbers. Looking at how a super should train is kind of a little different from how someone
Mhm.
lighter should train. Recovery is different.
Hmm.
Diet's different. All of that sorts. So having that type of training, I mean, obviously not assuming that that's the way that they're gonna go, but just knowing that that's kind of within Will's philosophy. I feel like he's got a lot of tools in his kit to be able to coach an athlete the caliber of Aaron.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll look forward to that, and he'll be going to Pan Am's too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's been turning up a little bit too recently. Like his last, I guess, local meet, the Texas State meet. What did he put up? Was it 75, 215, two
Yeah.
sixteen, something like that?
Yeah. I think because he power jerked like 200 and 210 and then split 215 or whatever that third attempt clean and jerk was.
It's like a local meat trend right now.
Yeah. Just to
Yeah.
go destroy local
Everyone
meets.
did that.
I feel like this springtime when I mean you look at like the two kind of headline domestic meets being nationals and then AO finals, and you've got the Arnold in between and stuff too. But
Mhm.
this is if there's any time just to have fun and mess around, now is probably the best time to do that.
Definitely.
But
Because I feel
I
like,
think that
too,
go ahead.
all right, I feel like, too, because most of the time, like Worlds or whatever it is, Pan Am's kind of late spring, but Worlds is always the second half of the year as well. So if you are a team member, like you said, you have a lot from the end of June to December. There's a lot of stuff there. But that kind of first half to first third of the year, if you're not doing the Arnold or like really training for the Arnold, peaking for it, it's just time to just mess around, go out, do some local meets, just do whatever you feel comfortable with, and have fun training.
It's just off-season fun at that point.
Yeah, that's
Just
all it is.
testing stuff out.
Yeah, I want to say too, and something I think to point out is probably important for everyone too, is how in one of Aaron's comments, he said that it was nice to go out there and just have fun again. I think for
Mhm.
these high level athletes, it's a lot of high pressure competing, and especially, um, I mean, there's two areas like trying to qualify for a team, from the U.S. to go
Mm,
represent internationally, and then also pushing for a quad. There's a lot of high pressure moments, and it's not necessarily like put on you. It's just like the nature of it that you put on yourself. That's a high pressure thing. So I think the environment that 1 kilo kind of brings is, a lot of like minded people there. A lot of different levels of weightlifting is there too. So it seems like a fun place. And I think he might have hit it right on the head with that one.
definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to, I guess, keeping up with the local meet talk. Where was that? That meet was in here in Florida, right?
Yeah,
Um,
it was Matty Rogers' meet. I think it was at Mako or something like that.
oh yeah, Mako Athletics. I've heard
Yeah,
that name.
yeah,
Um, I mean, two again huge names in USA weightlifting. Colby Ferguson and Olivia Reeves competed at that one. I mean, probably for shits and gigs, but they put up some insane numbers
Yeah,
within their own
monster.
respects for sure. Um, Starting off with Olivia, 122 snatch, 156 clean and jerk.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, we can only speculate what they weighed in at, but
Yeah.
assuming that they're close, if not at their
hmm
competition weights.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, what 156 would be an unofficial world record
yeah.
for
And Olivia
69.
trains remotely light too, if I remember correctly. I don't think she's
Yeah.
ever that far over her weight class.
Yeah.
Oh no, she's moving up to 77, but I mean, still, like moving up, she's got some room to go, anyways.
Definitely. Yeah. I feel like Olivia too. I feel like she's just really hungry. I feel like when I watched her, I don't know when it was. I think it might have been Thailand or maybe the Olympics. She looked, especially with her snatches, she was looking so efficient. And I don't know what was going on in the back room, how the coaches were feeling, how she was feeling, but I think her third attempt snatch at one of those meets was like just under the world record for the snatch, and she smoked it. I mean, she absolutely drilled it. So I think she's going into this quad. I mean, not even just the quad, like these next few meets, just so hungry. Just like she's an Olympic champion. She's already everyone knows who she is, but just to put her foot down and say, hey, like I'm one of the best, if not the best, right now in weightlifting.
Yeah, I think in her post too, she said something about I think I need to add more weight or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Just because she makes everything look easy, even world records, PRs. Like
Mm.
it never looks maximal.
Yeah. You never see her struggle. Even like a heavy clean doesn't matter. She'll smoke it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a tremendous athlete. And Morgan, you and I both have, you know, competed with her at international meets, and honestly, just like seeing how she moves the bar compared to the rest of her competition, even at these junior meets, like it's different. And I think
Hmm.
you and I both probably could agree that that kind of we could speculate at the time that this was what it was going to become, but yeah, I think she wants to make a run for one of the greatest weightlifters of all time, in my
Definitely.
opinion.
The way she would warm up in the training hall too would just piss me off.
Just
We would
did everything move so well.
I hadn't gotten my shoes out of my bag yet, and she was already snatching 100 kilos.
No way.
It
Wow.
was barely any warm up. Just throw 45 kilos on the bar, then she would go lightning quick, and it would
That's
always be. We'd have an
insane.
hour and a half to train. She would be done in 30 minutes.
And in that 30 minutes, she would have worked up to a higher percentage, I'm
Yep.
sure. And
Snatch,
just
clean,
smoke it.
jerk, squat in 30 minutes, and I'm
It's
still
insane.
stretching on the
Yeah,
floor.
I'm still warming up at that point. I need like
Yep.
an hour to get ready for it.
Yep.
Yeah, I know some guys even knowing that we had like an hour and a half to train, we'd get warm like in the hotel before we take the bus to get to the
Yes.
training hall.
Yep. I
Yeah. And
remember
you might
scheduling my
spend,
hotel.
yeah, you might spend over half of your allotted time in the training hall warming up, like stretching, going through bar, and everyone else is on squats. Like, oh, I have to go. I gotta
Yeah.
move right now.
Yeah,
They
we'd be
walk
in the
through
lobby of the
less than
hotel like
15
rolling
minutes.
out.
Hmm.
I
All
remember
right,
that.
let's talk Kobe a little bit too. I mean, he totaled 407. Um, the highlight of that is definitely the 232 clean and jerk.
Hmm.
From what we've seen is a 5 kilo PR for himself. Um, Everyone's posted it saying that this tie Akbar Jarayev's like gold medal lift too, gold medal clean and jerk.
I believe so.
Yeah.
It's 5 kilos off of the world record and also 5.5 kilos off of the biggest clean and jerk in American history. That is held by a super. 237.5 is the all-time clean and jerk record for any weight class in the U.S. From Shane Hammond. So that's doing that as a 110, whether he weighed 120, 125, or 111, like insane. Um, he did snatch 175, but he had a very very close miss at 182. So that just adds 7 more kilos to it. So that's a
Yeah.
414 that was on the bar. Um,
I mean,
Incredible.
that's monstrous. I mean, that's so. I mean, that total alone, especially in America, I mean, that's a massive total. And when he lists, I mean, again, it's like America's just full of younger, really succeeding athletes right now. Again, he's a younger guy, and if he's already hitting, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the body weight. 230 cleans, 230 clean and jerks. Like, I mean, he's in a league of his own. It seems like right now, he's just so powerful.
I feel like we do have to mention too. Same thing as Aaron. His first two attempts were power jerks. He might have
Oh
power
wow,
clean power
I
jerked his
didn't,
first one.
I didn't know that.
But he went, I think, 205 or so for his opener, then 215. Then he did some big jumps. I'll say
Hmm.
that. But the 232 was a fourth attempt. Um, but he did two power jerks, two split jerks.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, who
so
cares about that? It's
yeah,
232 and
Yeah,
on the platform. So
yeah.
that's impressive.
It's just crazy that his first split jerk was 227. That's what I'm trying to get
Yeah,
at.
like come on now,
It went
people
straight
fight.
power jerk through 220, and
Yeah,
then 227. He was just like, oh, I'll split it now.
yeah, people fight for like a 227 back squat.
Mhm.
Some people fight for that for a deadlift. And like his first split jerk, you know what? I'm just gonna split 500. Like I
Yeah,
mean that right there in itself just shows the level of an athlete he is.
just absurd.
Yeah, it's insane. There's no way to describe it.
There's nothing to like justify
Mm-mm.
how good he is. It's just he's a talent that I don't think any country has really ever seen with how quickly he's gotten amazing. And
Yeah,
obviously he's being drug tested and all of that stuff. Like we know he's clean and he's just been incredible to watch.
definitely. I think his or one of the first national meets I heard his name at. I think it was finals in Atlanta back
Mm-hmm.
in like 22.
His
I don't know what
first.
weight class he was. Yeah, he was a lot smaller than he is now, but still, even then, like he had that raw form that could have been
Mm-hmm.
refined, and he was still putting up crazy numbers then. Like I don't remember what it was specifically, maybe like a 180 clean and jerk or something, but you could just tell watching it that if he stuck with the sport which he has now, I mean, he doesn't have a ceiling. He can be however good he wants to be.
Yeah, I mean, I've said a couple times on the podcast now that the first day I met him, I think his best snatch was 130, and he maybe snatched 148 the day I trained with him. So he had like
Hmm.
an 18 kilo PR, and then that was right before the Arnold. He goes and does like 155, and then later that year he's snatching 170. Like it happened so quick, and the clean and jerk was even quicker to get up there.
Hmm.
The extra kilo of body weight that he's able to have from 109 to 110 helps. Um, but I mean, we could talk about for a couple
Ever.
hours. Just,
Yep.
he's
Yeah, and even from his starting days to like even from his starting days to now, like his movement has definitely improved and has become
definitely.
more refined. But you see the video of the 232 and you don't think that's the ceiling still. Like we have not yet reached
Oh,
that for him.
not at
No,
all.
he also forgot to mention he does have a new coach now as well. He is working with Tim Swords in Houston now. Um,
No kidding.
Swords is Sarah Robles' coach, or was her coach. I don't know if she's not competing anymore, but um, so Tim Swords is a very well known coach. He's coached over 300 meets, and he's they're going to work very well together, I believe.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I don't like I haven't been in the sport for that long, but just that name alone right there holds a lot of weight. I've
Mm,
heard him mentioned just day in and day out. So I can just tell that he's very renowned and that he could really unlock Ferg's full potential if they both mesh really well together.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's exciting stuff. I think too, like looking at what Tim Swords brings to the table in terms of who he's produced and Sarah Robles, like she had a very long and very, consistent career throughout, her start to end. Like she ended and she still snatched 120, 125 clean jerked in the 150s, which for a female super is very strong. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's
multi-time
big,
Olympic medalist.
yeah, big time. All right, last topic of discussion here in terms of news. I feel like we'll probably be circling back to this a lot of episodes, but just more news out of the enhanced games. Some new names were announced. I mean, I feel like people can feel how they want. We're gonna circle back and talk about it just because it's an anomaly within itself with what it presents to the weightlifting world. I feel like even if you're for it or against it, like you're probably somewhat intrigued by it.
Very.
And the money that they're putting forward for athletes, who they're kind of attracting as
Hmm.
their athlete kind of pool. But I mean, in the recent like athlete announcement, I guess two names stuck out to me. First one is Lady Solis. She's a 77, or probably will be a 77 from Colombia. That's a name that I've heard for a really long time. Um, from Colombia, two-time world champion, two-time Pan Am or Pan Am game champion. Yeah, so very seasoned lifter. Her competition history dates back to 2008. And I don't think I've heard her name in a while
Mm-mm.
with that. But I mean, I know Hutton, you're pretty new to the weightlifting scene,
Hmm.
so that name probably doesn't strike a bell. But
Yeah,
I
not for
mean, she
me.
was probably, I think she was probably towards the end of her career. I don't know if she was ever matching up with Maddie Rogers here in the U.S., but
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I'm not
could
sure
be. I
though.
know there's a lot of weight class changes, and
Yeah.
with I guess she only competed in the Olympics once in '08 and won a silver medal, and since then hasn't medaled. But
Hmm.
I mean, I think that's a pretty notable name going over to I guess the training camp in Saudi Arabia right now.
Yep.
Hmm.
Um, But another name that kind of struck a chord was Arlie Mendez, and that's someone we all know
Yep.
how he moves, how explosive he is. I mean, does that surprise you at all?
Mm, I don't want to say no. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think the most shocking part of it was he is the most recent medalist um, to make a move over.
Mm-hmm.
Arlie was a 400 total guy. I don't know if he ever did it in competition, but he was doing like 180, 220 in training. Back in the day, I think he's won world championships before in Anaheim, just massive numbers. And then at the recent worlds, I don't know if he medaled in total, but he medaled in something in Norway.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just most of these athletes, yeah, there is Olympians from Paris and stuff, but neither of them went to um, Worlds in Norway. They were kind of done with their, um, I guess, IWF career
Yeah.
after Paris. So now that we see people making the move over rather quickly, um, it was just a little surprising in that. I'm not necessarily surprised that Arlie moved over in general because, I mean, there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of money on the table. He's put up massive numbers and um, pretty much done all you can do in the sport besides this. So
Yep.
I'm excited to see how he does.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued with the enhanced games, primarily just from the fact that it seems like it's a bunch of older athletes, to say the least.
Hmm.
People that already have really accomplished careers in the sport of weightlifting. And I think for them, it's just a great way. I feel like great's a big term, but it's a way for them to go out while still making a good bit of money while doing something that they love to do. I was thinking about it earlier. I think this week I'm just curious how and if the enhanced games develops in the future. Like
Hmm.
if they are able to bring in a younger athlete like um, Mendez, like just to see if they can have someone there developed like throughout multiple whatever their qualification period is, if it's 4 years, whatever they plan on doing. Because it just seems like right now they just have a lot of, at least for the first year, older athletes. So when I saw that he was committed to the enhanced games for the enhanced games in Vegas in May, that was a really big surprise for me because that was the first time I was like, oh wow, that guy he's a current weightlifter in the current day IWF, and so for him to make that switch over to the enhanced games, I'm curious what he does in May, but also down the road with the enhanced games as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, I look at it too from like the business side of things as why the enhanced games has really kind of grown to the scene and how they want to really at the end of the day is like promote, obviously very safe use of like pharmaceuticals and
Mm-hmm.
whether this is their intention or not to be pulling these older athletes who are, probably at the end of their athletic careers, seeing what their supplementation can do
Mm-hmm.
for someone like them and how some, normal person can also kind of, I guess, take what they're doing to be able to prolong their own hobbies or their own athletic ventures to
Mm-hmm.
I mean I want to think that's like the main goal. I'm curious too also to see just like how this propels going forward if it's going to be a yearly thing every 4 years, every 2 years or whatever. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
imagine if they really want to get traction, they have to do it every year and they have to be on top of
Yeah.
recruiting and finding
Yeah.
venues and putting stuff together for it. But yeah, that name is very I guess surprising in the sense that you wouldn't expect someone who had just medaled at the recent World Championships to go there.
Exactly. Yeah, because I saw a lot of talk through like other weightlifting news feeds talking about him specifically, and just saying, "Wow, I mean, he's one of the more explosive athletes you can watch in weightlifting right now." And then like a week later, it comes out that he's in enhanced games, and those same news threads come out like, "Oh, hey, we didn't know he was doing this." So like we don't know how that people. I think right now with the enhanced games are just kind of on edge with it, especially if you're in the IWF, whether you're an athlete or a commentator or whatever it is. they just don't know how to react to it yet. It's so new. They've pulled some current day names. They've pulled some older names, and people are just kind of on edge right now, just waiting to see how this entire event unfolds in the future.
I think most people are concerned that the numbers won't be
Yeah.
anymore. I think that's a big topic that
Mhm.
a lot of people I've talked to have talked about. It's just, are we going to see world records or are we not? Like,
Yeah.
it's certain sports, like, let's say for the track, you're probably going to see a world record or the swimming freestyle. Like, maybe. The weightlifting, kind of up in the air of if we're actually going to see some world records or not. So
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued, if we will. I think everybody in this sport in general is very interested to see just how different the numbers are going to be in the weight classes.
Mhm. Definitely. I feel like, I mean, that was my exact same thought when I first heard about the enhanced games, because I feel like weightlifting has always just had a bad rep with it, with the history we do have with doping in the sport. So
Mm-hmm.
everyone is just sitting here like, are they going to go out there and blow all the records out of the water in May and just maybe a 110 clean and jerks 250? You never know. Or is it going to be like they're going to be fighting and scraping to just break the world record by 1 kilo? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that right there is going to be a lot for the sport of weightlifting as a whole. Because if they go out there and blow it out of the water, okay, it's fine. They're doping. They should blow it out of the water. But if they go out there and they struggle to beat the world records, I think people are going to have a slightly different opinion on weightlifting now and just seeing if these people have been doped up and doped up through their games and they're barely beating the records, what does that mean for our sport that we all love?
Oh man, we're just really good athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think something that also adds to what's what might make it tough for them to set world records is it's going to be a regular meet, and I think with all of us having competed on somewhat of a big stage, knowing what it's like to step out there and you could feel in the absolute best shape of your life and not be able to hit what you want. You could feel like crap and hit very good numbers. I mean, there's a lot of variables that go into hitting a world record other than, you know, obviously doping and of that sorts is going to tremendously help you.
Mhm.
But that I think that adds another layer of surprise as to, whether or not world records will be hit. And I think people should take that into account too, honestly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pressure on them too, and people haven't talked about that much. Like you got so many international meets you can go to and stuff, and the enhanced games is like, I guess, the Olympics. Like you usually have to do all these qualifiers and stuff like that. They're just kind of pulling names from a bucket. And it's like, all
Yeah.
right, you want to come do it? And it's the first one that's happening. If it goes well, great. If it doesn't, then what do they do? Scrap it? Like
Yeah.
there's a lot riding on it. So, I mean,
I mean, you would think with them hosting what a 4 or 5 month long training camp in Saudi Arabia, booking out a venue in Las Vegas to do the swimming track and weightlifting,
Mhm.
I guess, events or competitions. They probably got a lot of money in the bank to be able to make something work down the road too. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's not like they're not really competing against each other. They're competing against a number. Um,
yeah,
Yeah.
like, there's not a lot of repetitive weight classes
Hmm.
there. Like they're all going to be in one big session, and they're just
Yeah.
fighting for the world records. It's not
I'm
like
curious how the whole, like, especially the weightlifting side, how that is going to be structured. Is it going to be all whatever 12 athletes they have training in the same session? Is it going to be kind of like a one-on-one thing where like the 110 goes, the 95 goes, all that? Or is it just going to be the lightest female goes, she hits her records, the next lightest goes, they hit her records? I'm just curious how they plan out this whole competition.
that's a great thought. I have
I'm
no idea.
pretty sure it's gonna be a 1 day event, or at least the weightlifting portion is gonna be a 1 day event. Um, I know Ivan Rojas, who's like the director of weightlifting there, has been out there and explained how it works and stuff. So I mean, if it's only 1 day, I imagine they might combine weight classes, um, where it's like 60, 65, 71, and then 79, 88, 94, and then,
Mhm.
110, 110 plus something like that. You can only fit so many sessions in one day to do that. Um, but I mean, yeah, I think it's gonna run like a normal meet. It's gonna be, I mean, something I think about too is if they're gonna have, I mean, the only like reputable officials we have out there, you need three judges in front of you to judge a lift. Are
Yeah,
they gonna get are they gonna get IWF referees to do this? Are they gonna have their own referees to do that? I mean,
it's a good question.
you can
That don't
question
matter.
like the reputation or the reputability of the frameworks for how they're gonna do the meet, and I mean, we can tell a lot from video with the press out. Like, you can
Yeah.
debate it, you can not debate it. So we'll be able to see from that aspect. But like, you're gonna have to get two white lights somehow in
Hmm.
order for it to count.
Yeah, I was just thinking too. I'm curious how they'll plan out like the barbell, like in a competition, like it's set if the weight is loaded onto the bar, like that's the weight, and everyone has to attempt it or attempt more. Like here, obviously the guy at 110 is gonna lift more than 95, more than likely. Does that mean the guy at 110 follows himself for every lift? Because I'm
Right.
used whenever I compete, like I'll hit a lift, wait 3 to 5 minutes for other people to hit the lift. I'll go for my second attempt, so you have time to rest and recover. But you have these big guys out here who are on steroids. Are they going to follow themselves? Have a 2 minute clock to clean and jerk 230, 240, 250? Because I mean that's a lot on the body just to ask, no matter what they're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
that's
thinking about that.
interesting. I think with if it is run as a traditional weightlifting meet, you've got the number you're competing against. Do you
Hmm.
just open attempting a world record, or do you build up to it, taking a world record on your third attempt, knowing that other people are probably going to be more aggressive too and open heavier?
Hmm.
Um, I mean, it could be a bloodbath out there
Hmm.
where there's a lot of reds. Um, I mean, from the coaching side of things, like Morgan, you and I have been a part of a session where there's a lot of red on the board, and I could very well see that being the case too, here at least, where they're taking blows at these world record lifts just to push it by one or
Yeah.
two
I
kilos.
mean, you got a 250,000 on the line. If it was me, I'm taking three attempts for the 250,000. Like, it's ballsy to open up at a world record. It's not the smartest thing to do, but that's also the entire goal of the competition.
Yeah.
It's not medals, it's not any of that. Like, the entire reason you're doing it is to put that one extra kilo on the world record.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. I'm
with the
also
pressure, it's gonna be weird. Like either way, it's gonna be
definitely.
super weird.
Yeah. I keep thinking too, like I don't know, I'm just curious how the whole thing's gonna plan out. Like I just really don't know the plan. Because like also this whole thing is based on the fact that the athletes make lifts. No matter how you feel, like even in peak shape, I feel like I was in pretty good shape at this past year's nationals and I bombed. So it's like the whole thing with those athletes. They might feel great, but they might have an off day. They go out there, if it is structured like a normal meet, they miss three lifts. Did they just bomb? They don't do anything. That also because that also affects the enhanced games as well. Because like they invested so much time, money, and effort into this one person, and they bomb and they don't do what they were paid to go there to do. Like, are they going to give them another chance to try and hit that record of fourth attempt, like in powerlifting, or like is it just like, oh well, we paid you all this money and you bombed, go
That's what I
try.
was saying about the pressure a minute ago. Like that's
Yes.
a lot riding on it.
Yep.
Um, we can talk about the enhanced games all
A
day, but
lot. There's a lot
I
of
was gonna
stuff.
say we could
on.
probably dedicate a full episode to
Yeah,
this.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm thinking in
I
May we'll
guess
probably have a nice episode going.
Very.
yeah, we'll get like 20 people in here to try and talk about it. We're just gonna be yelling and screaming into the mics. Um, yeah, I mean it's just intriguing to say the least about the whole thing for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so that's I guess enough of that. Um, I mean, I introduced him already. We are joined by Hutton Boles, most recently qualified for Team USA going to Pan Am's this spring.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, let's talk some Hutton Bowls right now. Talk to me about I guess the beginning of your athletic ventures. Where did
Mhm.
you first start?
Yeah. So I started growing up in a very like extracurricular forward household. Like I grew up and with my dad, it was like you can go to school, love that, but you're never going to go home and just sit on the couch. You don't do that. Like you might go home and like refuel or something, but you go to practice, you go to after school things. Like you go out there and you're involved in something consistently. So I mean that applied to me, but also my sister. A really big role model for me growing up was my sister because she ended up committing D1 to FAU for swimming. Really big. So I watched her train her whole, I mean, my whole life just watching her train because she was dedicated. I mean, during the winter, she'd have swim practice from like 6 to 8 a.m., go to school, go home, eat, and have practice from 5 to 9 or something crazy like that. So just that dedication right there, that really fueled me. So when I started just in athletics, I started with soccer. I did a lot of soccer growing up. From there, I got introduced into swimming. I swam for 9 years consistently. Not at the level that my sister did, but still pretty competitively. From there, I went into lacrosse. Lacrosse was really fun. I love playing lacrosse. It was a great sport. Played that for I think a year or two. And then from there, it was around 2015 I got introduced to CrossFit. So there was a gym that just was created like 3 minutes from my house, and my family started going there to make my sister stronger for swimming because she had just committed for swimming. And then so my dad and my sister start going to CrossFit. They get really into it. My mom starts going, and then I start going after that. Like I mean, it's fun, it's whatever. But then I spend about a year in it, and I'm really starting to like it. I'm really starting to dig it a lot, and I just spend more and more time into that sport. I really like this. I start dedicating my life to it, and then as I get deeper and more developed into the sport of CrossFit, I start realizing, hey, cardio, not that fun. Really not that fun. I like the gymnastics, doing that, that's pretty cool. But the long pieces, that's not for me. So I started realizing, hey, the weightlifting stuff, that's pretty cool. And around that same time, this was about, I think, end of 2021 or start of 2022, that's when Wes Kitts moved back home. So me and him actually went to the same high school. So he introduced me to weightlifting when I was back 17, 16 years old. And that what really sparked my enjoyment for this sport.
Gotcha. So, in terms of like competing, was there any
Mhm.
specific like drive to compete in the sport? Do you just want to get better at the lifts? You ever like what was kind of that turning point for you, and then
Mhm.
transitioning into qualifying for nationals
Yeah.
and there on out?
Um, so I did my first weightlifting meet ever in early May of 2022 to qualify for nationals in Vegas. So I do that, compete in May, go 6 for 6, go to nationals in Vegas in 2022, go there, go 6 for 6. But I was still pretty new to the sport, so I didn't really know what like my value was. I didn't know what the goals were. So I was just kept training. I was doing like a month of CrossFit, a month of weightlifting back and forth. Like I didn't know what the whole deal was with weightlifting. I just got introduced to it. And then I train a little bit more, and then I go compete in Atlanta at AO Finals in 2022, and I go there once again, no thought like about teams, the Olympics, none of that whatsoever. I go there, and once again I go 6 for 6. I think I hit like a 135, 165 or something, or like a 130, 162.
Hmm.
I'm stoked. 6 for 6. Great day. Awesome. And then I take a little vacation. I think I'm in Disney with my girlfriend for a few weeks. And then I get a notification on my email. It's like, oh, hey, would you like to do junior Pan Ams? Whoa. Like, what is this? I don't know what it is. So I go on USW's website and I think I'm ranked 10th on that list. Like very, very bottom. I'm like, no way. I didn't know that was going to be where I already was in the sport. And so I saw that. I'm like, okay, I like this. It's pretty cool. So of course I accept, and then I think it's canceled because there's
And
some
volcano.
active volcano on the island or in Colombia or something that just didn't erupt. I think even Canada sent a team to that meet and we didn't. It's whatever. It's fine. Um, but with that though, that kind of gave me a realization like, oh, hey, I feel pretty efficient in this sport. And it's something I really love doing deep down. And even when I was back doing CrossFit, I loved the one rep maxes, the weightlifting, weightlifting heavy WOD, stuff like that. Like that's what I really, really like doing and like competing in. And so I realized, hey, I mean, I've already made a team for me and I wasn't even knowing I was at that level yet. What if I dedicate my time to this sport? So at the start of 2023 in that January, I pushed away CrossFit. I've been doing CrossFit for 8 years at that point. Push it away. Like I really want to go as far as I can in this sport. And so training through 2023 um, goes pretty well. And then I make it to, I think it's Junior Worlds in Guadalajara that year, and we actually go there, and I'm just surrounded by people that I've seen on Instagram my entire life. One of them is in this call right here. It's Morgan. He was also at that meet, and I got there, and I was like, man, like these are people I've looked up to for the past few months, and I'm competing with them. Like I'm going to a training hall together. I'm dorming with them. I'm eating dinner with them. I'm just like what's going on? I think that moment right there at that Junior Worlds made me realize like, man, I really love this sport and I really want to dedicate my time to it and just see how much fun I can have in the sport. So from there, I think I go 4 for 6, 3 for 6 at Junior Worlds. Not my best. I competition PR'd my snatch, but that was about it. 1 for 3 in clean and jerks, and then from there on out, I was like, man, this is it right here. So I dedicate even more time to it, spending so much more time in the gym, and I'm really loving it from there on out. So really, all it was just I wanted to succeed and just prove that I can do what I dream I can do. But it's also for my friends and family, though. I feel like they've sacrificed so much for me. They've given me endless support, whether it's buying shirts for my first national meet in Vegas, whether it's buying shirts for my first international meet, whatever. Like they've just dedicated so much and just supported me so much. I want to make that support worthwhile. So like, oh hey, this kid that we supported and bought a shirt from however many years ago, he's competing at all these international meets. Like, I just want to make that worthwhile for my friends and my family as well.
That's awesome. I also think it's crazy that you didn't really, there's a point in time where you didn't really realize what you were doing and kind of like the gravity of what
Mm,
you were able to qualify for while still kind of being in and out of CrossFit before you really like locked in on weightlifting.
mm.
And you said that wasn't until after Junior World's 23, right?
Yeah, I stopped CrossFit entirely in January of 23, and I was training pretty heavy for it. But after Junior Worlds 2023, I was like, man, like I'm gonna dedicate all my time to this, and it's not just training in the gym. It's like recovery outside of the gym, cold plunge, sauna, Normatec boots, stretching at my house for 30 minutes a day whenever I can, just to make sure I'm in as good a shape as possible to put myself into a position to succeed in this sport.
Man, I told you how good you were that first nationals.
Yeah, yeah,
I
you kept talking about it, but I didn't know. I had no
I
idea.
loaded for you. So we didn't mention I loaded for him in Vegas and
Yes.
Atlanta and one after that. I think we did three together.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I knew how good he was. I'd been in the sport for 10 plus years at that point. I'd seen him through Instagram and then coming to visit Knoxville just before I even moved here. And I
Hmm.
saw just how much potential he had. Um, and usually the people with the best potential don't know how much potential they have. Um, and that was a big thing of just how humble he approached weightlifting was. I don't know if I'm that good, but I love it, so I'm gonna keep pushing for it.
Hmm.
I kind of had the same upbringing with it through other sports and CrossFit than weightlifting, and then you really don't know how good you are until you get that email. Um,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can be you can think you're the best and then not get the do you want to go to Junior Pan Am, Junior Worlds email.
Hmm.
Um, we've all had that moment of, oh shit, I just made an international team. Like
Yes.
it's a surreal moment, and then being able to be with you through that of like, okay, you went 6 for 6 at your first three national meets. I was in the back loading. I remember we would sit between snatch and clean and jerk and like talk, and then you making junior Pan Ams. We didn't go. Then we didn't like train together or anything like that from
Hmm.
junior Pan Ams to junior Worlds, and then I saw you at Worlds, and I was like, oh, we're here. Like we're in the same spot. We're doing this. We're doing that. And that's what really kicked off like us training together. Was like we're in the same spot. Why aren't we training together?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that was my vision of it. Was like this dude's gonna be really good, and I want to train with him.
Yeah,
And that's
it
what we're
helped me
doing.
to really like surrounding myself by really good people because my upbringing in the sport, it was fun, but it just really wasn't for me. And so I ended up switching coaches and everything, and I found my coach, Kaleo, out of Standard Strength. And at those meets, I mean, he was at my first meet in Vegas along with you, Morgan, as well. And that group right there alone really helped me just learn to really appreciate the sport because I learned to grow with you and my coach as well, and they both y'all helped me really become I feel like who I am today. And then spending time with not only Kaleo and you, but also your mom as well. She was at I think she was in finals in Atlanta in 2022. I met her for the first time, and she was like giving me tidbits here and there. She pointed out a guy in my session, like, "Oh, hey, we're gonna beat him today." Sure, awesome,
Who
fine
loves
with
doing
me.
that?
Yeah, exactly. But I went out there and all y'all talked about it and put the weight on the bar, and I beat that person that day. So it's just surrounding myself with a really good group of people. I think that really helped me really love this sport.
Yeah, you always need a positive start.
Hmm.
Like me and Santo, when we first met, we were very competitive. We had meets together right away when we met each other, and it was either we're gonna hate each other or we're gonna be best friends. Um, Obviously, we chose the best friends part.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's, I mean, a lot of trash talk, a lot of stuff like that. But I mean, you gotta find those people in the sport that you're willing to go all in for. And
Hmm.
I think both of you are like the ones that I've gone all in for in weightlifting was like I want to be there for them. I want to help them. Obviously, with you, like you were just starting out. I had already had quite a bit of a career so far, and I knew
Hmm.
like we're roughly the same age. Uh, I want to help do anything I can because when I first met you, your snatch grip was inside the rings. So yeah,
It was rough.
we were trying to fix that. So,
Yes.
and then we didn't train together for a while, and you snatched over 300 pounds, and I was like, oh, I need to put a little pep in my step here.
It seemed like I was just given a few tidbits, whether it was from you, your mom, Clea, whatever. And I think also just because I was so new to the sport, those little tidbits that y'all gave me with my form and with my training really helped me take off in the sport. Because I feel like for a long time, it's just when you get into the sport, you're gonna PR. It's just how it is. But it starts slowing down eventually. But I just feel like for that period, I just kept having so many people in my corner that wanted to see me succeed, and they just kept helping me and helping me every single time. I feel like that stuff right there, like you said, with my grip, I was about the same height I am now. I snatch probably 6 inches more on each side of the bar now, like considerably more. So it's the small things like that really helped me like a lot.
You're also
Yeah.
like the perfect example of how you want an athlete to be when you're coaching them. There's so many athletes that just think, oh, I don't need to listen to that. I don't need this or that. And for you, if I tell you something, if Kaleo tells you something, it's like you apply it and you can tell right away. Like with before finals, we had some snatch technique stuff that we were trying to do.
Mm. Yep.
I was hurt, so I just wanted to help. I was just going to the gym every day to watch Hutton train every single day. And we started working on things. I think you started that cycle maybe missing a 150 or so, and we were like,
I think maybe it's
we
like a
gotta figure something out.
145.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were like, we got to figure something out, and we
Hmm.
just sat there for like an hour talking about technique and things like that. And then the next day, or probably the next Friday, you snatch like 155, and we're like, oh,
Hmm.
perfect.
Yeah, like this is great. It's going really well right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
think I
sounds
think it's
great.
very rare for athletes, one, to like, take information and be able to, I guess, accept that,
Hmm.
knowing that you are where you are in your career, and knowing that, you know, being basically just a sponge with the people around you. I think that's very important, to be able
Hmm.
to take in all the advice and stuff that you can. Um, but at the same time, being able to apply it, that's very
Yes.
impressive too, and it's very important. Like I said, very rare, but very, very important for athletes to be able to succeed as well.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people get caught up in the sport and all they want to do is succeed. It's like, man, I'm gonna get in the sport. I'm gonna do all this stuff right here, and I'm just gonna do what I'm doing right now. Because hey, I PR'd a month ago doing what I'm doing right now. Why change it? But the people that you surround yourself with, they want to see you succeed. I mean, they're not just sitting here and they're not hating on you. They're not giving you, not going to give you a wrong cue in your snatch. They're not doing that. They want to see you succeed, and they're telling you what they're telling you, coaching you, saying what they're saying for your benefit. So surround yourself with people that you really care about and think really care about you, but listen to them and apply it. Don't sit there and go like, okay, yeah, I understand, and then just don't do it. Like go there, listen, and more than likely that when you apply that new technique change or whatever, the snatch is probably going to suck at first because your body's adjusting to it. Don't feel that and just jump away from it. Lead into that uncomfortableness. It's like, okay, he's telling me this for a reason. Let's really buy in on this, and just if someone's helping you, really take it, really take that to your advantage and utilize that every single time.
Couldn't have said it
Yeah,
better
I think that's
myself.
important. Yeah, it's very important in this sport, especially where, yeah, I don't want to say it's a simple sport. It's definitely very hard, but like there's not many movements. There's not a lot of aspects to it, and so we're very driven by how things feel and how things look, and something different could very well push you away from that feeling when, like you said, there's a reason why someone told you to feel this in a certain position or move this certain way. There's a reason why. It's going to feel different, but, obviously they're not doing it to take away from you putting bigger numbers up. It's to help you put bigger numbers up, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we've gone away as a country of being like one team where all of these individual teams are getting so popular where it's like,
Yes.
oh, we we can't share information anymore. Why? We're all
Yeah.
competing or wanting to compete for our country at the end of the day. The fact that me and Hutton aren't on the same team, me and you aren't on the same team, does not mean we can't just share information or share thoughts or share things like that. Kind of why we're doing the podcast is to get that knowledge out there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we've gone away from that where it's you have to be so secretive and oh this technique works for me or this certain movement whatever it is, so let's keep it in our back pocket and never tell anybody about it. Why? At
Yes.
some point someone's going to be better than you, whether it's tomorrow or 10 years from now. Why not help the people that are going to help the country succeed? It might not be you, but you might be able to help the person that will be that one to put us
Yes.
on top of the leaderboard.
Mm-hmm. That's perfect. Yeah, I really think it's not obviously not everyone is this way, but it's a lot of people are just so like caught up in themselves. They want to see themselves succeed, and it's like no matter what, I'm gonna do what's best for me, which is good from time to time. But like for us three especially, I mean, we're all gonna be 95s eventually. I'm moving up there eventually. It's like us three as a whole. We're going to be competitors and we're going to be fighting for these team spots consistently day in, day out for the next few years, but that doesn't mean I don't like y'all. I mean, y'all are great friends, and I'm gonna sit here and if y'all tell me something, I know you're not telling me that to hurt my form and to beat me at a competition. It's y'all care, and so I'm gonna take that and run with it every single time.
It's a
Yeah,
very
I think
selfish
that's big.
promotion on the platform.
Yep.
Yeah. That's big, looking at even like these other more centralized like countries with their weightlifting programs, and how they have, all the guys, three, four guys, whatever it is, in a weight class training together. And I think that's important to note too, just like how iron sharpens iron. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you take this cue or take this kind of like this thought with a lift and it clicks and you hit a PR, or eventually hit a PR, I'd be like, shit, I gotta step it up too, And so that's from that aspect, like helping each other get better is gonna make yourself better too. And I think that goes without saying for, you know, whether you're training in the same gym, looking at videos across social media and stuff, like it's all for motivation, all for pushing one another to uplift yourself too.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit more recent, I guess, in your journey, Hutton. Like you said, you bombed out at nationals last year,
Mhm.
and then had a very big American Open finals most recently.
Yes.
What was that training block like going into that? I mean, no, most notably, you had an American record snatch at finals.
Mhm.
What was bouncing back like after bombing out at nationals? What did that do for you, and how did you train after that going into finals?
Yeah, definitely. So nationals this past year in Colorado, my first ever bomb out. Everyone does it in the sport. I'm sure it happens whether it's you did it your first meet or whether you do it on your 200th meet. It's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. So I went out there and like I said earlier, like I thought I felt really peaked. I felt really, really good. And all my misses at nationals were behind me. So I feel like I could have really done really well that day. I just got a little in my head about it. And so with that, I my big thing too was talking it out. I was as soon as I missed that third snatch, I was like, man, like this sucks. I'm a failure. Like I'm bombed out. I can't podium all this stuff. And then I wait. I go back, talk with some friends, talk with some family. I'm like, hey, it's all right. It sucks. It's a big meet. It's national championships. Like that's a big thing. But you bombed. Everyone bombs. So I took that as fuel for the training leading up to finals. I was like, I want to go out there at finals. My goal when I took, I think a month and a half to 2 months off after nationals. I didn't get back on the barbell until September. So I just needed, I'm just take my time away. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna do things outside of work, outside of training, all this stuff, and just live my life. So when I got back into the sport, I was hungry. Like I wanted to go out there and succeed again. So I used that to fuel everything for the training block leading up to finals. So like I was focusing snatches, 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 like just getting really consistent, really confident at those higher percentages. And so it got to a point I was feeling pretty solid, but I kept getting up to like the 150 range, and just things weren't really flying past that point. I was like, man, like I really hope. I mean, finals is in a month. Like I gotta step this up if I really want to succeed with the goals that I have in mind. And so, like we said earlier, taking in people's help, really utilizing stuff like that. And so I was taking in Morgan's help, Kaleo's help, all that stuff really helped me. And so I started making 155s kind of consistently, 158s kind of consistently. My best snatch at the time was 160. So anything in that mid to upper 50 range, I was stoked with. Like, that's great. And then I think it was the final day of my block before I tapered that big max out Friday. Go out there, I was like, man, the goal, I want that American record. Like that's what I want. I've been hitting 55, 58 consistently now. Like I don't want to hit 60 because my best is 60, but the record's 62. I'm not going to try 61. I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try and beat that record in training. So I go out there, I think I go take my biggest jumps ever done in my life. I go like I think 48, 58 or something like that. Never taken a jump like that before.
I just kept telling him to put weights on the bar. He had no
Yeah.
clue what he was putting
Yeah,
on.
that's all it was. I mean, I trusted him, so he kept, hey, throw this weight on there. Sure. All right, man. Sounds good. Because at the time, too, I think that same day I had my coach Cleo on FaceTime. So Morgan and Cleo were just conniving the whole time,
We
kind
were
of against
whispering in
me.
the FaceTime and just
Yes.
go like this on the bar.
Yes, exactly. So I think I go out there and I think I smoke 58. Sick, awesome. Let's get that attempt at this number. So I think I go 62 to tie the American record. Go out there, sling that thing behind me. Like I catapult that thing way behind my body. I jump out away from it. I'm like, man, that sucks. But I'm like, I gotta try it again.
Mhm.
So I'm walking around. I gotta go to the TV, turn on my song. I think it was Nickelback. I was like, man, I'm gonna bump some Nickelback to this song right here. And
Mhm.
so I'm over there. I'm chilling, and I'm walking back to the bar. I'm chalking up, getting the phone ready, getting all that stuff set up. I'm walking back to the bar, and I catch out of the corner of my eye, I see like some change plates put on the end of it. But I didn't want to acknowledge it. Like I'm about to lift. I'm not gonna question. Like I'm in that headspace right now. So I go out there, get set up, stick it. I mean, I that's probably one of my best snatches I've done in my entire life. I stick that 163. I stand up, I'm like, whoa, I'm in shock. I also at the moment I thought it was 162, and I drop the bar and the change plates go flying off the bar, and I'm like, what was that? And then Kaleo and Morgan are laughing in the corner, like, oh, it's 163. Oh, the entire time. And I was like, man, hate it, but I love it. Like that's perfect. That's exactly what you need for some training partners. But then with that, so that was the lead up to finals. And then going into finals, like, man, I've hit 63. I really want this record. Like I've already hit it. I want this record so bad. I've never had an American record. I never thought, honestly, I'd be in a position to get a senior American record in my lifetime because I thought those were just so unobtainable. But I'm so fortunate enough to be here where I am now to be put in this position. So we go out there to AO finals, and the goal at first was just to make lifts. I mean, I bombed at my last national meets. Go out there, make lifts, get the confidence back, and hey, maybe we'll push for the Arnold. Maybe if we qualify for Pams, push for Pan Ams next year, or stuff like that. But then as we get closer and closer to my session, I'm just like, I can't open up like safe right now. I just can't. I don't want to go out there and go 50, 55, 58. Like I can't do that right now. Like I feel so confident, and so obviously my coach he wants to play it smart. Understandably, he doesn't want that 162 on the bar. I get it. I bombed at my last meet in snatches. I get it, but I just kind of keep pestering him. I think some other friends kept pestering him like, hey, let him open a little bit heavier. So instead of opening at 50, open at 52. Go out there, hit 52, walk it out. It's fine. It's whatever. It's opening snatch. Second attempt, I think 57. Go out there, walk it out again. Okay, walked it out. But you're in that position now. It's like, do you play it safe and go 60, or do you go for it all? I walk back there. I mean, I look at Clay. I'm like, man, no question. He's like, you 62? I was like, yes, dude, 62. Come on now. Come on now. So I go out there. I'm chilling. I think I got a 2 minute clock because I'm following myself. Sitting down, turn the music on, crank that music up. I think I ripped salts for the first time for a snatch. I never ripped salts for a snatch, but I was like, man, I got to get amped for this lift right here. So I go out there on the platform, set up on that bar, and off the ground, it felt so light. Like it felt kind of surreal because like, man, I'm in this position right now to really, like, just really feel valuable to myself. Go out there, stick it, little wobbly in the stand up, very wobbly in the stand up. With it as I locked it out, like moved my right arm, kind of moved back a little bit. So there was a little elbow injury after that. I think I took 2 months off after it. I think there was like a 15-20% tear in my UCL. So like, hey, I felt the pop. I definitely felt it. Felt uncomfortable. Like I'm not gonna give up on this lift though. I'm gonna die trying. So I wobble, stand it up, lock it out, and from there on out, as soon as I dropped that bar, I mean, the whole day was just surreal. Like to be in that position, to watch so many people growing up in the past 3 years hit these records, and to be one of those people now to have my name in those record books. I mean, I don't have words for it. I mean, I'm so fortunate to be where I am now to hold that record. Like it means a lot to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an incredible story, and I honestly can't help but laugh because Morgan talked about that training session where he loaded the extra kilo on there for you
Yes.
a couple of episodes ago. I forget if you said that you thought or anticipated that he didn't know about it, or you were hoping that he didn't know
There's
about
no
it and then
way he
just
knew
smoked it.
about it, dude. I was so sneaky with. He was looking away. They're silver, and we had collars on it. And I was like, "There's no way he's gonna know." And I was sitting there, and I was like, me and Kaleo were like looking at each other, like, "Do you think he sees it?" Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because I
then,
was walking by the bar and like always like you said the silver the change plate blended in with the collar, but I walked by and I was like that is an awkward shape on the end of the collar. Like what's that flat piece of metal? I was like, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's probably fine.
I mean, I think that kind of speaks to a very important point, just like as an athlete, like you can't get too sucked in by the numbers. You just got to do your
Mhm.
job as an athlete.
Yes.
And I think that you encapsulate that perfectly from that aspect. That you just go out there and do whatever you're told. Obviously, you felt very confident going to AO finals. you had the 163 in your bag, so you had, even coming off the bomb wall, you had every right to feel the way that you did about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like just being an athlete in the moment, no matter what, I think is very important too, and that's a very important quality to have.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a big thing too with that is just the people around you. I feel like I mentioned it a lot this episode, but I mean, I really do care about the people I surround myself with. And yeah, I think that day, especially the 163 day back home in Knoxville, really showed the people I surround myself with trust and know what I can do. Because I would have sat there and taken attempts at 162 the entire night. But Morgan and Cleo both knew, like, man, he's got it in the bag. Like, I didn't know what they were doing, what they had planned, but they knew what I was capable of, and they trusted me to hit whatever they put on the bar. So they talked together and putting that 163 on the bar. I mean, it just gave me so much confidence going forward.
I think having people believe in you, um, like how we believed in you a lot going into finals, it
Hmm.
was no doubt in my mind that you were going to go out there and do the 162. And with that, I've had experiences in the past where I was chasing records, doing this, doing that, and I would always have the record number on the bar, and I would try it every time I maxed out. At
Hmm.
at one point, it was a 167 clean and jerk. That was what I needed for the record. I tried 167. I don't know how many times.
Yeah.
10, 12 times. Missed it every time. Then there was one day, it was Nathan. He was like, dude, stop. Go 165, go 170. Just do away with 167. The number's not the thing that's hard. It's the mental, this is an American record thing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's definitely true.
your brain flips a switch and it's like, this isn't a number anymore. This is whatever it is, whether it's a milestone lift like a 150 snatch or it's a record or whatever it is. Your brain flips a switch and it's like, oh, this is heavy. So when you add the kilo, it's like, okay, for some reason, it just like turns off. No, it's heavier.
Hmm.
And it should somehow, it doesn't sound heavier at that point. It's like, well, it's a little bit more.
Yeah.
163 isn't as scary as 162 for some reason. So knowing that in myself, I was like, I wonder if this will work for him. And then obviously it did
Yeah.
because trial and error with myself, I was like, if I would have just put 168 on the bar, maybe that would have done something. So putting the 163 on for you, I was like, no doubt that he's going to do this. I had no clue that you knew that it was on the bar. Uh, it shows how confident you are in your abilities, and like you said, just knowing that people believe in you helps you believe in yourself more. Um, it's very easy to allow the doubt to creep in from people. Um, People hating on you, people doing this, doing that. Like those words tend to mean a lot more than they should. But when that's gone through a session or through a competition, it just makes it like like you said, the bar feels weightless
Yes.
because you're not lifting it alone at that point. You have so many people surrounding you, supporting you, that they're helping you get through it. But
Yeah.
when you have all the doubt creeping in your mind, you are out there alone, no matter if you want to be or not. So it's going through that training cycle with you, not me not training and just like going full coach mode for that month
Yeah.
was one of the most rewarding feelings I've had in all of my weightlifting career. And I wasn't even the one touching the bar.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that I really do appreciate that because we've talked about this before multiple times, but just that right there, just the obvious sense of trust and care that you had from me in my career when you were in such a time like that where when you're like, man, am I gonna retire? Like I'm recovering from this serious elbow injury. Like what's going on right now? I think your life was just you were questioning what you're gonna do in the future, but to instead of just sitting there and just wondering about it the entire time, you put a lot of work into me. And like you said, I mean, that had to have just been so fulfilling for you and me as well, just to go out there and see all the work we did together really show out on that platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of important, I guess, notes to take from that. Like if you're listening to this for weightlifting talk or advice, that is, obviously everyone's story is unique, but there's a lot of important things that you take that can be taken away from that, from the athlete, from the coach. Um, I don't think you could really write that any better myself, really. So, yeah, it's a tremendous training cycle, tremendous story from that. But let's talk moving forward, I guess. Now, obviously, we're caught up now to AO finals for you.
Mhm.
Talk to me about training going into Pan Am's. Obviously, you hit the minimum, got your name on that list.
Mhm.
Suffered a little bit of an injury. How has training shifted for that? I guess physically and also mentally, knowing that you made your first senior national team for Team USA.
Yeah. So, I mean, the main thing, obviously, outside of the American record snatch, was making my first senior team. Like, I was so stoked about that. Last year, I didn't make anything. I mean, my first, I was 20 years old, turning 21 that year, so I was my first year not as a junior. So, like, I knew I probably wasn't gonna make any teams, especially with the new NTP stuff that came out with the new standards and everything. I was like, man, it's just a trial year. So, just went out there, tried to chill, just do whatever I could. Um, and then now like everything it's kind of coming together right now, so to make my first senior team like that, I thought that was really really cool. But the training leading up to it current day right now, it's been going really well because I've been watching, obviously I've been training with Morgan. He's coming back from a really serious elbow injury, way worse than mine ever was, and watching him kind of find that spark again, have that fire to go out there and compete again and push for the Olympic quad, push the Olympics, go qualify, all that stuff. It's helped me a lot because we're suffering from the exact same thing, just different severities and different timelines. But I think I was still doing pulls and squats and accessory work when Morgan was getting back into doing snatches and all that stuff. And so I was sitting there, it kind of fueled me. It's like, man, this dude went under the knife. I mean, he had surgery 6 months ago and he's back there training. He's snatching 100 every day. He's cleaning 150. He's doing some jerks, all that stuff like that really helped me want to get back into the sport. So I think it was probably mid January when I started getting back under the barbell, trying some snatches, trying some cleans, all that stuff. And it's gone pretty well. I can't lie about that. I'm really happy to be where I am right now. I think today I hit my first 300-pound snatch on my build up back from finals. It was off the blocks. So it was like, it felt really good. But I think what I talked about earlier, just having those certain numbers in your head can feel a little freaky sometimes. Go out there, just attempt it, try it. You'll smoke it. Just have confidence in yourself. That's really all it is. So right now, just trying to build up, get that confidence on those heavy weights, especially in the snatch and the jerk, especially those two. And then leading up, it's just I think I'm finishing up this cycle, got a deload, and then the last main cycle, the realization cycle, and then it's Pan Am's time, my first senior meet. So I'm stoked about that.
I think you're forgetting a lift from a couple weeks ago.
I am. So this was a very impromptu thing. This was off the books, not off the books, but off the
Well, you posted it.
I posted it, but off the training books. I was not supposed to do this that Friday. Not, I think it was a deload Friday before I started my first cycle back from the injury, and it was that Friday. And me and Morgan were doing our own things. I think he was on like a week one. I was on a deload week. We were doing our own things, and then I think I had to build to a heavy clean of like 150 on the day, just see how it feels. I think Morgan had some front squats or something,
I had no
and
clue on the
yeah,
pro.
yeah, so we're just chilling there, and I go to the platform like, man, I got cleans today. And he's like, how bad would it be if I cleaned with you? And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I get like this is why we're training together is to train together, share a bar. That's why we're training at the same gym together. It's like it's our first time doing that. So we go out there, we like, screw it. We're just gonna do it. We should build a heavy clean on that day. And obviously being very competitive from one another, he's a great guy, great, awesome friend, but I'm not going to lose to him. It's just how it is. I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to try my hardest not to. So we go out there and we're going back and forth on cleans. We probably go like 150, 160, 170, whatever. And my best clean at the time was 191. That was a clean and jerk I hit like probably a year or so prior to that. And I'm like, man, like these are flying right now. I think I hit 182. Like, man, that felt scarily good.
You had
And
me
so,
scared.
yeah, I was in shock. 'Cause I think 177. I caught back on my heels, and it was a hard stand up. Like,
Hmm.
180 for the day, that's fine. Hit
I
182,
started talking
smoke.
trash.
Yes, we're going back and forth the entire time. And then I go 182, 182 felt really good. Morgan went 82. His also looked pretty good. I think we go 87, 87, both smoked that. And then my goal is 192 to PR my clean. Like, I'm go out there, PR my all time clean, that's great. Morgan knows that. So he went out there and he put 193 on the bar to force my hand. So he goes out there, he smokes the 193 clean. I'm like, man, what? I'm not going to submit and just do 192 and just say I'm like that. I'm not going to do that. So I think I go out there. I think I go 195.
Hmm.
Go out there. I take his PR song. I'm like, you did really well with that song. Play that for me too. Like I want that as well. So I go out there. I hit 190, 195 with this PR song. Like man, whoa. He said he was done. Um, so like man, I mean, if I smoke 95, I feel like when I hit 190 for the first time, I went 190 200. So I was like, man, I want to try it, and I got buried. I caught it, but I got buried. So after I tried 195, I was like, okay, I got confidence now. So I go out there, low 200 on the bar, get my music playing, all that stuff, and I go out there and I smoke a 200 clean. And it's one of the same things like with that 162 snatch. Like I didn't know what to do. Like that was not in the cards whatsoever. So I dropped that bar. I was like, man, I just cleaned 200. Like what the heck, man? That's insane. So I was in shock.
He also hadn't done really any pulls or cleans above like 150, uh,
Yeah.
or like front squatting. Hadn't really done that yet because the elbow was still rough. And I remember probably that Monday because this was a Friday. I think he snatched like 90, 80 or 90. And it was like, okay, that feels pretty good. Cleaned up to
Mhm.
like 161 because I told him my
Yes.
first day cleaning again, I did 160. So he was like, I'm gonna go 161.
Got to.
Okay. It looked kind of hard. I was like, okay, at least it looks hard. And then Friday, and I think I snatched my first 137 again that day. And I had
Yes.
like block jerks or something just to like try some jerks again because I hadn't really done much. And then he was like, oh, I have a heavy clean. And I was like, okay. I'd done 182 like about 2 or 3 weeks before that, and I was like, 85 would be cool. The turnover on the clean still felt pretty trash for me. So I was like, I doubt I have that much more in me than 82. Then that battle gets going, and I was like, okay, I need to be smart, but it's feeling good. But I was like, I did the 193, it kind of crashed, it felt okay. And then he goes to 200, and I'm like, damn it. Like, I should try it. Like, we were talking so much trash the whole session.
The entire
Like,
time.
there was just, I did not want to lose, and I didn't think I was going to. Like, I definitely thought I had it in me to beat him, and then greatest clean day of his life. So
Yes.
the next week we had a clean and jerk battle, and
We
you
don't.
snatched 35, I snatched
Yeah.
45, and then he clean and jerks 175, I clean and jerked 176. And then
Very
I was
upset.
like, well, he did a 200 clean last week, so I'm gonna go 200 this week. So I
Hmm.
went 76 to 90, smashed the clean straight to 200, and I
Yeah.
did it. I was like, I can't let him be the only one that's clean 200 or something.
Yeah. I was watching you do that, and I was like, oh, see, I was cheering for you. Like, I wanted you to smoke that lift every single time. But watching it, I was like, man, this is the one thing I have over him right now. Like, I clean 200, he hasn't. Goes out there, smokes it like he's done it the past 20,000 times. He's cleaned 200 kilos. Like, okay, well, okay. That was good, but now we're even now.
Yeah, it was a fun day.
It was.
Uh, that's awesome. So how long do we have until Senior Pan Ams for you, Hutton? It's
Senior Pam,
end of
that's end of April into the start of May, pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So I got 3-ish months till then to really get ready for it. Yeah. Yeah.
cool. Yeah. What are you most excited about that? I mean, I haven't gone to a senior international meet. I know Morgan has. I feel like there's obviously a different level of excitement to that compared to a junior meet.
Definitely.
I mean, what are you taking with you into training and going into that in terms of excitement or goals?
Yeah, I mean, my main thing right now is I'm trying to still have fun with the sport, obviously, because if you don't have fun, you won't succeed in the sport. It's just how
Very
it is.
important, yeah.
But it's also being more focused on it as well. I feel like as a junior, I mean, at least in my mind, like junior meant no Olympics. I was like, I mean, I'm a junior. Most of the time, juniors don't go to the Olympics. That's just how it is, unless you're incredibly gifted. But now that I'm a senior, I'm like, man, like I'm competing with people like Olivia and Hamp who are Olympic medalists, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I'm at senior meets with them. Like, I feel like I gotta act just a little more serious, a little more focused on my training right now, just to hopefully one day be at the Olympics with them, maybe LA, maybe whatever the next one is after that. But just to really dedicate my time and be really focused on my goals going into Pan Am's, into Worlds, and into my first ever Olympic quad coming up, and that starts in August.
Hmm.
Yeah, first qualifiers, worlds,
Yes.
something like that. But um, I mean, you don't have to share any goals if you want to keep those to yourself. But do you have any short term goals going into that? Long term goals, obviously, besides
Yeah.
the Olympics.
I mean, the goal would obviously always be just to add on to the total. I mean, so I think I hit 349 at finals. So to go out there and maybe hit like a 350, maybe go out there into that 350 plus range, stuff like that. But it's really just relying on how my body feels at that time because I'm still building up. Like I haven't really had any bad days in this build up back to where I was, but I'm still at like the upper 130 range in the cleans and like upper 70 range in the upper 130 range in the snatch, upper 170s in the clean and jerks right now. So it's just like getting those last little bits back up to where I once was and just seeing how my body feels by the time Pan Am's comes around to see if I really want to go, hey, let's push it, let's go. Let's go maybe low 160s again. Let's go maybe low 190s in the clean and jerk. Or it's like, hey, let's go out there, let's go 6 for 6. Maybe we end up in upper 50s and end up upper 80s. It's just really however my body reacts to the next few weeks of training.
Cool. Yeah.
It's a good mindset.
Yeah, I'm just trying to live right now. I'm not put too much pressure on myself. Like, oh, I got to do all these things. The quad hasn't even started yet, so I go out there and kill myself on the last meet before the quad starts. If I feel great, awesome. If not, that's fine.
Yeah. I think it's an important experience too, even going into that, having a senior international meet under your belt, um, learning from it, soaking it all in. I think that'll be really good for you going into the quad. Um, and yeah,
It's just
for
a
sure.
fun experience as a whole.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
senior meet, like I was lucky to have Pan Am Games be my first experience of a senior international meet, and it's a stressful one.
yeah.
It's different. It's a games event, so you have the opening ceremonies, you have an Olympic village, you have all of that, and going from like me and Santo, we went to the junior one during what was that the back end of COVID, so it was
Yeah.
very different. We didn't go to any other sports. We didn't have a village. We were in a hotel with like a bunch of skateboarders and wrestlers. It wasn't. It was a cool experience, but it wasn't that much different than what a junior Pan Am's was,
Hmm.
like a championships. And then I'm like, okay, this is like my first real games event. It was insane. Like there's no comparison to like any of that. The next step is the Olympics. So you're like, all right, you got people walking in with so me and Brandon Victorian were like the only two that were like not really in Olympic contention. We were just there.
Hmm.
So you walk into the USA, I guess it was kind of the hotel of USA on the village. And you see cakes, and it's just like Olympian. It's like, oh, our rock climbing teammate just made the Olympics, and me and Brandon are like, oh, like, are you guys gonna make the Olympics? No. They're like, oh, I thought if you won this, you're going to the Olympics. And I was like, still wouldn't be going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just fun.
Mhm.
We've all been to junior meets, so you know how those go. They get a little crazy, but the senior ones, it's very like most people are married, most people are this and that. Like they have their stuff figured out, and it makes you more focused going into the competition rather than having a bunch of college kids or maybe a little bit younger there that are just there to have fun. Like this is people's career when you're a senior, and it bleeds into you. Like okay, like they're taking it serious. I'm gonna take it serious. We're gonna go to bed at 9:30 instead of midnight. Like things like
Yes.
that that you just don't take into account as much when you're at a junior meet.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of what I'm really kind of intrigued about going into my first senior meet, just seeing what the vibes are in the hotel wherever we are. Because I've been on, I think, two or three junior meets now, and I get the feel for everything. But I'm just curious as to how, if any, it's gonna be different when I go to my first senior meet.
You're a lot like me, and I enjoyed the senior a lot more. There's more
Hmm.
focus and stuff, and I'm both of
Definitely.
you know me pretty well. I'm quite focused when it comes to competing and turn
Yeah.
into a little I get a little antisocial. So that was a better experience for me rather than
Hmm.
everybody like, why aren't you talking? Because we're here to compete and not be friends.
Exactly.
I'll
It's
talk to you
at the end of
after.
the day, that's exactly what it is. Like I'm here to compete and do my best. That's all it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that for you, for Team USA as a whole as well, to really see where. I mean, not that there's really nothing at stake other than like Pan Am medals, but really going into the quad, we'll be able to see how things start to shape up. And hearing your story, I'm excited for you. I'm sure Morgan is even more so, having trained with you and stuff. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, that's really awesome. I don't know if you have anything you want to ask Hutton from this point, Morgan, but can move on to our
Hmm.
segments here.
No, not really. I feel like we've kind of covered it.
Yeah, I think you covered a lot, Hutton. It was awesome for me to listen to.
Yeah. Thank you.
Tremendous
Thank you very
story for
much.
sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Um, yeah. But yeah, as you guys know, if we ever have a guest on here, we include them in our kind of wrapping segments here to get different perspectives on things, different takes at the stuff that we look at. Um, Starting off here with our spotlight weightlifter, we spent a little bit of time talking about him prior to recording, but let's talk about Ali Reza Yousefi, the plus 109, plus 110 from Iran here. He's an animal to start things off.
Yeah, he's pretty crazy. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I mean, I think he's a mid to upper 90s, 190 guy in the snatch, but that clean and jerk. I mean, that's his whole story is that clean and jerk. I mean, he's so consistent. I mean, me and Morgan, he was actually on that junior world teams, junior world championships in 2022 in Guadalajara. He was there as well, so he's our age. And seeing him there, he's big guy. He's a big guy. He's pretty intimidating. He's pretty scary. Um, but go out there and even at that age, I don't know what his numbers were at that meet, but still putting up crazy numbers. And like at this past Worlds, I believe, hitting a 262 clean and jerk. And that's we haven't seen someone break that 260 range since Lasha. And so it's like that just shows right there. It doesn't matter what he snatches, he will always be in the running just purely because of how monstrous his clean and jerk is.
Yeah. Adding on to that, I've been around him a few times. He's been he was in Guadalajara. He was also in Greece, and I don't think he was in Uzbekistan. I think that was a little before his time. But seeing him in Greece was crazy for the first time because that was when he first really came onto the scene. And I think he was in like the 230-ish range. The year before that, we saw like Enzo Kaworgi, who won the Junior Worlds in Uzbekistan with like a 232-ish high mid 180s snatch. It was like, this is a really good junior.
Hmm.
And then you see Yusefi come in and he clean and jerks maybe 245 the next year. And it's like, I've never seen this dude before. How is he doing that? And then you see him. We had a really, really nice hotel in Greece, so I would see him outside eating and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, that's a big dude. And no clue how old he was. And I thought he was probably a year ahead of me but it turns out he was a year behind me, the '04, and I was like, wow, that's so he's got two more junior worlds coming, um, and he's just, I mean, he's incredible. Obviously, the snatch is a little behind what would be considered world medal level. Um, I think he makes up for it in the clean and jerk, where he gets in the top five range at worlds. The snatch for most supers is the hardest thing because, I mean, to put it bluntly, like you got a gut to get around. Lasha has had that. He has a different kind of pull compared to most weightlifters because you have to go around something. Um, I think that's something that he can make better over time and probably get into that 205, 210 snatch range. Probably get up to a 270 clean and jerk, which is something we've only seen once before. Um, it's just the fact that he's 21 years old, maybe pushing 22 now, that we're talking about him having the greatest clean and jerk of all time when Lasha is still here. Like, very well in this quad, we could see Lasha's clean and jerk record get taken while Lasha is still competing. And no one ever thought that was going to happen. And we're talking about a guy that's probably 10 plus years younger than Lasha currently, or maybe even 10 years younger than when he did it, the 267.
Hmm.
Um, it's just, I mean, the snatch will get there eventually, but his clean and jerk is just out of this world.
Yeah, I even just like talking numbers too. His best snatch on the platform is a 194. Did that in Bahrain 2024, which I mean, we look at supers nowadays, and you got to have a 200 kilo snatch in your back pocket to be able to push the medal stand for the snatch at least. Um, but what did he win? I mean, he did 270, 262 clean and jerk, was gold by a very large margin. I think that pushed him into second as well overall. Um, so yeah, he's definitely going to make up for his snatch with the clean and jerk. It might even come to the point where he has to put like 273 on the bar in order to beat Lasha at the Olympics. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
at this rate, I mean, he's still, yeah, very young. He's turning 23 this year. Um, But one thing that I really notice about his movement, especially in the clean, is just how elastic he is with standing up, the clean with driving into the split jerk. And you can really only do that when you have like perfect timing,
Mm-hmm.
catching the bar on the bottom of the clean and being able to stand it up as quickly as he does. Obviously, he's got loads of strength. Um, but that's one thing that he seems to have perfected with the clean is his timing in the bottom position. I think that's what really carries his clean and jerk.
I mean, you don't see supers be that lightning quick very often. They're usually a little slower moving and they are incredibly strong, but the speed under the bar, the speed just in general is not usually that quick. He's probably quicker than most of our 88s or 95s, weighing who knows what he weighs, probably 165, 170 if I had to guess. Um, he's also,
I've got his page pulled up. You'd probably be surprised.
what is it?
191 most
What?
recently. Yeah,
191?
Oh, wow.
What?
he's a big fella
Oh
to be
no.
moving
That's
like that. He's a big fella.
because he was eating all those eggs in
All those
Mexico,
taking
dude.
all the eggs, man. Come on, walk down there for breakfast. All the eggs are gone.
You had to get down there at 7:30 before the
Insane.
Iranian team
And then I'd
got
be scared. What if I take all the eggs? He doesn't get any eggs. What's gonna happen?
He kept staring at me when I would get more. And that's not a joke.
Oh
um,
man.
but he's also on a very, very, very short list of 270 jerks too. I don't think we've said that yet on the podcast that Lasha's the only one that's clean and jerk 270, but there's a even shorter list of people that has done, or not shorter list. Might be five people that have jerked 270. if I had to guess. He's one of them, and I think there was a pretty decent stretch of time from Lasha doing it to the one before that, and then now we have Yusefi who's coming in pretty quickly, um, putting up numbers that only Lasha was capable of, because we had over a period of time where Salimi was a little before Hutton's time. You might know who that is, but he was pushing the 215 snatches, couldn't clean a jerk with Lasha. Um, Other supers like Gore snatching 215 couldn't clean a jerk with Lasha. Now you have the opposite of someone that's snatching roughly 30 kilos less, but will probably beat Lasha pretty good in the clean and jerk, because I don't see, after all these injuries, after the weight loss, after all this that Lasha has gone through, a 260 plus again. I think the snatch will be the thing that might stay consistent with 210 plus, maybe a 220 again. I don't see much more than a 250, 255 clean and jerk in Lasha. So maybe he'll be able to keep the gold medal position with that total. But if Yusefi figures out this snatch, even remotely getting to like a 210 range, that's a scary thought that Lasha might get taken down um, in his last quad competing.
Yeah, I feel like my my opinion on Yusefi, I mean, he is a talented guy. I mean, there's no question about that. You can't even argue that. His cleans are so talented, his jerks are talented. But I think with him, the main question I have with him is his longevity. Because we've
Mm-hmm.
already seen it a little bit, because after his last Worlds, he was out with knee surgery. I mean, he was out for months. I think maybe 18 months or a year or so. And he's back up to like, he think he's posted 240s and stuff, clean and jerks recently. But with it though, if he's 22 years old and he's already have had some major knee surgeries already, that explosive clean that he has and that aggressive stand up that he has, it's impressive and it looks so strong. But that right there might kind of cut his career down short potentially. Maybe he fixes it, but
Mm-hmm.
that might cut his career down short. So where maybe he only has a quad or two left to really be efficient before his body just starts breaking down.
That body weight's a big question too. I didn't realize he was that big, and at some point, he's not like the tallest person.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, he's tall for, like he's taller than me, of course,
Yeah, but
but
he's not Lasha though. He's not Lasha's
yeah,
height.
he's probably in the, um, I don't even know a comparison for someone for height, but he's probably 6'3", 6'4", maybe, but
Mhm.
to weigh 420 pounds, like
That's a lot.
that's quite a bit of weight to be on the body. And even though you have that weight on you, it's still a 262 clean and jerk. Like that's, I don't care what you weigh, that's gonna hurt. it,
100%.
it'll
Yeah.
add up
And
over
he
time.
yeah, he's done 263 all time too. That I don't know if you guys have seen that video, but that was a clean where he kind of got rocked back onto his heels.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
And
did
he
see
had to
that.
double
Yeah.
bounce it,
Hmm.
but I mean, he still stood that up like a feather.
It was
Hmm.
nothing
Um,
for him. It really was.
yeah. So I'd be curious to know what like just his true max squat numbers are, and even like pull numbers. He's definitely someone that has a much stronger squat than his pull, by the way that he moves. And
Hmm.
but I mean, he does move the bar very fast off the floor. His mobility, along with what we're talking about with weight, is his mobility is pretty limited as well, and that probably attributed to that knee injury is when he's catching that bar in the bottom of his squat. There's no deceleration of that weight. It's just hitting the bottom and going straight up and catching that timing. So I mean, for one, very impressive and very fun to watch, but for someone his weight and his age and his injury history, it's something to look out for sure.
Hmm.
I feel like I'd put money on him having front squatted 310 or 320 before. If he
Yeah.
Yeah.
hasn't, he could surely front squat 310, and I wouldn't be shocked to see a video surface at some point of a 320 front squat, which is over 700 pounds.
Insane.
That's crazy. Yeah. Um, Yeah, I guess last talking point on him too is, I mean, today we saw he posted or someone posted a 160 block snatch that he did, and I guess we're not really bringing this up because it's impressive, but I think it kind of brings out his weakness in the snatch and how, important for him technically wise to work on that portion of the movement. But I mean, seeing him snatch 194 at Worlds, he pulls it very fast off the floor, and that's not a bad thing. But if he can get a little bit more out of the top of his second pull with the snatch, that's where they're going to see some gains. And so it's good to see that that's something that his coaches are working on, to hopefully push that 200 number to get him into more of a comfortable range to be able to medal, for years to come. But I think that was just something interesting to note.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell he's very reliant on speed, which is something I said before. Like most supers aren't like that, and a high block snatch like that will show that. If you pull it really quick, you're gonna get, I mean, blasted by the bar. It's just what's gonna happen. You'll over pull it, get way behind it. I've had my experiences with high block snatches being really bad because of that. So it will be a very important movement for him to really nail down. If he could get that 200 plus off the high blocks, I bet you he could snatch in the 210 range. I mean, when you're not so reliant on speed, cleans is a little different. You can get away with it being reliant on your speed, but snatches, I mean, it's very positioning heavy. Um, you can be as quick as possible and still miss a snatch, um, which I feel like that's kind of how he gets. If it's not lightning quick, then he's going to miss it. Um, so I agree. I think those are going to be very important for his chances of getting that gold medal and not having to clean and jerk that super, super big number to get a medal. It'll just be added on to already amazing total.
Yeah, just looking back, actually at his 263, I've got the video pulled up. Um, I I'm just impressed by it. I misspoke about the double bounce and getting caught in his heels. That's a different video. I think that was probably 250 that he did. Um, but yeah, he stands up that 263 like nothing. Um, yeah, I just wanted to add that in there and fact check myself. But moving on. um,
I know I've definitely seen the video you're talking about.
yeah,
Because when you said that, I was like, okay, that like really registers with me that that happened. Um,
yeah, that
I
wasn't the
thought it was
263. Honestly,
263 too.
yeah, no, the 263 is probably one of, I don't want to say the most aesthetic, but like one of the most fun videos of a clean jerk to watch. So
Hmm.
if you have a chance, go watch it on repeat 20 times like I just did.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, let's move on to our ethical weightlifting take. We've got, I guess, two and a half takes here.
Yeah.
Start with you, Morgan, and what you've got.
Um, so mine's a little bit different than my normal one. Um, Especially going off of what I said on our Dozer podcast. This kind of contradicts myself, but um, you really, really, really have to buy into your program and your coach and things like that. I feel like that's pretty, pretty much a given. Like if you're gonna get coached by somebody, you have to buy into it. But people get so carried away with like, oh, I'm terrible at low hang snatches. We need to just scrap them. Sometimes when you're doing a certain movement, it's not to snatch 170 off a low hang or do this or do that. Kind of like we were talking about with Yusefi with the high block snatches. He's not necessarily great at them, and you can tell. But if you can figure it out, even if it's not a 200 or 210, that might transition to a even better snatch off the floor. And people get carried away like, oh, I'm wasting a cycle doing this movement because I suck at it. Clearly, the coach has thought very hard about the movement you're doing or the percentages you're doing, whatever it is. It can be a number of things. Buy into it. Trust the coach. Trust that they're not just putting numbers and movements on a paper and just being like, go do it. There's always a thought process going into what you're doing in your training. If there's not, you will be able to tell. You're going to hurt. You're going to get worse. You're going to feel a certain way after every session if it's not well thought out. But if it is, even if the movement's not going well, that after that 4 weeks, when you move on to the next cycle and you've been doing high blocks for 4 weeks and you're like, oh wow, my second pull feels amazing from the floor, clearly something worked. So just buy in and listen to it.
Yeah. And I said half because I really like that point that you made or this take that you have. And it really comes down to also just like improving on your weaknesses and buying into that. We talked a lot about that last episode with Dylan and how
Mhm.
whatever you do, just buy into it no matter what it is, and you're going to reap the benefits of it. And so, to the same respect, if you don't like a movement, there's probably a reason why you're doing it. And the better you get at it, the more it's just going to improve to you know, your end movement, your end goal, which is the snatch, which is the clean and jerk.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, there was a point in time where I really struggled with high block snatches, and in breaking things down with my coach, he explained to me exactly why. Like I pull back immediately right off breaking the blocks with the bar. That's not the position you want to get in. So once we started working on that for a couple of weeks, I started to really dial in on what you want to look for with working on that movement and breaking the blocks, pulling straight up, not pulling back at all. It started to really click for me, and that was something that really propelled my snatches going forward after that. So there's a reason why if you do have a coach that you are doing things, and if you are kind of navigating your weightlifting journey by yourself, try things out, and things might suck, but dial in on that and try and improve that because it's going to improve the end movement at the very end of it all.
Yeah,
To
So
add
that's
on to
great.
that just a little bit more, I there's certain movements you can do and get really great at them. For example, a high hang clean, hip clean, whatever you want to call it. There is ways to get a really, really, really big hip clean, really big high block snatch,
Hmm.
but do they transition to the movements? There's there's a line between let's get as much weight as possible and then let's dial in the technique of this and have it transition. You can bend your elbows, you can do this, you can dive under a bar on a hip clean, you can high hang clean 220 if you want. But if you can't get in that position off the clean from the floor, it does not mean anything. Just like if you're doing block jerks but you can't clean it, who cares? You can't get it there, so why does it matter? Do it for a reason. Um,
Hmm.
so I feel like when you go into a training cycle and it's like, all right, we're working to a max high hang clean on Wednesdays. Okay, but why? What's the point? At some point, that technique's going to break down and it's not going to transition. Certain movements, people love to go heavy on high blocks because once you figure them out, they get quite easy to do for a lot of people. Not me, uh, really, but for most people, they do. Um, you can you can steer away from what they're actually meant for versus just trying to get the most weight possible. And I know our sport is trying to get the most weight possible, but not on a high block snatch, not on a block jerk, not on a high hang clean, none of that stuff. We want to pull from the floor and get it over our head. We want to do a clean and jerk from the floor. That's what matters. Everything else is accessory. Even if it counts as a snatch or a clean and jerk, it's still an accessory movement until you're from the floor. So fix that.
Yes.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. I wanted to touch on something too, like with what Santo said for his take. Um, just like doing things like during it should feel uncomfortable, and I really do agree with that because I mean, like in my growing up, I also had like some time playing golf and stuff. I mean, I live on a country club, so I grew up playing golf a little bit, and a few of the coaches that I had growing up kind of told me that like especially for my driver, like my driver, I slice it, it's a slice every time. But one thing they told me was like you kind of want your golf swing to feel uncomfortable at first because that means more than likely you're swinging right. Not all the time, but most of the time. So I told that to a lot of my athletes that I coach at where I do coach at, like the snatch, like I'm telling him one thing, like, man, that feels really weird. I don't like that. But I'm watching, I'm like, man, that was a perfect snatch though. So not all the time, but there's a good few amount of times like it should feel weird at first. It should feel kind of awkward. It should feel like you're lacking positions. But once you start getting that down pat, consistent, like, okay, wait, this feels good now. This feels second nature. Everything kind of starts falling in together again, and the lifts start really flowing for you, and you're not stuck at those walls anymore.
Yeah, yeah, that's very important, I believe. But let's get into your take here as well, Hutton.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So
Fire away.
my big take right now is like learning to push through pain to a point. So like if you're really competitive in the sport, I mean whether that's you're a local meet athlete and you can't really make that push to national meets, or whether you're an Olympian, I'm sure people at that stage know this already. But in this sport, all you're doing is breaking your body down and then rebuilding it every single night with how you sleep and how you eat, all that stuff, and how you recover. But at the end of the day, your body's gonna hurt, it's gonna ache, but don't get those feelings and just say, okay, my knee hurts, I'm gonna stop. Like, if you keep doing that, you're gonna plateau. You won't make any progress whatsoever. So, like, it's gonna be uncomfortable. Like, if it really hurts, obviously, let's take a step back. Let's focus. Let's go get some work done, see how serious it is. But in this sport, with how much work and load we push every single day, you're going to feel uncomfortable. But learning to embrace that to an extent and be like, okay, I feel uncomfortable, but I'm moving well right now. Nothing, this pain, this issue, whatever it is, isn't affecting my lifting directly. Let's keep an eye on it. But at the end of the day, your body's gonna hurt no matter what. And it's just like, okay, let's push through that.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
there's a
add on
fine
to that.
line. Yeah, there's a fine line between like pain and injury, and
Yes.
I think we all kind of know what that line is. Um, I mean, there's all of us. We probably push through something here or there, whether it's a knee bugging or a lower back bugging, something like that. But you know your limits with that. I mean, even but at the same time, you know how it feels when you're like, damn, I should probably stop. I mean, times here and there, like you cross that threshold for yourself where it's like you really get uncomfortable. Now it's gonna feel uncomfortable pain threshold wise, but you will feel and you will understand when you do touch that line, I guess you could say.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, to add on to that to an extent point, like you said,
Hmm.
um, there's been a lot of times in my career that I have tried to push through things that I shouldn't. And that led to the elbow injury, the surgery, the bad meets in the past couple years, things like that that I was just like I need to push through it. Wasn't necessarily a choice that I made for myself to do certain things. Obviously, I'm the one that was doing it. I was the one that was making decisions, but when you have whispers in your ear, like, you should push through it, you should do this, you should do that, you still have to compete. Things like that. No, you don't. You're not a badass if you push through pain. Like, pain and aches and stuff like that are very different. When you're in pain and you're trying to push through things, you're not cool. You're not building mental toughness. You're not doing any of that. I don't care if, like, the whole David Goggins mindset of just being like in pain, doing things and stuff like that. That's great for other things, but when you're lifting weights, very different. Your if your knee hurts really bad, unless it's tendonitis, everybody has that at some point. If you're in genuine pain and you're like, "Oh, I still got to do my regular scheduled workout." No, you don't. There's plenty of times where you can be like, okay, I'm going to drop the percentages down. I'm going to do powers instead of fulls. I'm going to do something, but you don't have to do everything the entire workout that hurts because when you come in tomorrow, I promise you, you're not going to feel better. There's going to be lingering pain that turns into constant pain, that turns into, I'm going to have to take a month off, 2 months off. I might have to retire because my back hurts that bad.
Hmm.
Things like that, that just add up over time that I've had to deal with. Both of you have been there for it with me, that I've just push because I wouldn't give up on something, and I thought, oh, I'm just being a baby about it. I don't think I was at this point. Maybe at the time I thought I was, but once you've been through a surgery like I have, knowing that you were pushing through something that you probably shouldn't have, your mindset shifts to where it's like, okay, you know the line, because if I'm this much in pain when I've pushed through other little nagging injuries, something is wrong. Listen to it. Do not try and be a badass and push through it.
Yeah, I mean that's a perfect way to put it. Just knowing it's a big thing now. It's just body awareness, knowing the difference between like, oh hey, I'm injured, and oh hey, this is like a little ailment or whatever. Just knowing when to take a step back, because you don't know, like you could be taking weightlifting for granted, and you don't know if in the blink of an eye you're done in the sport. Like the main goal in this, no matter what, it's win medals, all this stuff. Yeah, it's great, but if you really love the sport, more than likely you want to be in the sport for a long time, and the way to do that is to listen to your body. And that's all it is.
No one wants to compete for 2 years. People want
Exactly.
longevity. And if you push through things, you try and have this insane mental toughness, or just nothing hurts me. Of course it does. We're
Yes.
lifting heavy weights every single day. No matter if it's 300 pounds is 300 pounds on your body. 300 pounds is a lot. Go try and pick something that's not a barbell up that's 300 pounds and let it crash on you. That hurts. It's
Yes.
going to add up. Um, so if you're doing it wrong, or if you're pushing through it, it's not going to work. You just, you got to find that line of, okay, I'm a little achy, I should warm up longer, or I need to go to the physical therapist or go to the ortho and be like, something's wrong. There's some things could be a 2 week recovery time that stretch into 18 months of recovery because you just were too stubborn to go get it checked out. Oh, I don't want to take 2 weeks off. But you might have to take 7 months off like I had to. It's there's a line between it.
For sure. Yeah, I think it's also something that's really hard from the coach's perspective too. Knowing knowing who you have as an athlete. If you're a beginner and you haven't felt sore before, this is a sport where you're gonna get sore,
Hmm.
and being able to differentiate from that and not necessarily push through it, but do the things that aid in kind of reducing that feeling. But at the same time, knowing that that's what's going to come with it, you're going to get used to it, you're going to
Hmm.
adapt and get stronger from it. That's essentially what gets you stronger is getting sore. Um, but I think a lot of athletes, most athletes, will reach a point in time where they're like they have that oh shit moment where they cross that threshold. So um, it's a kind of a slippery slope, but you got to push that, like you said, Hutton, to as close as you can to it, and just listen to your body and know your body from that aspect. And you can always take back percentages, hit your stimulus for the day, get something out of it. Really focus on the movement because if you are fighting against a number and you forget about movement, that's also where you put yourself at risk for injury too. So I think that's important to know. But
Yeah, communication is the biggest thing when it comes to injury, especially between a coach and an athlete, because you're, let's say I'm coaching one of you and you say you're in pain. I can't feel it. Just because you say you're in pain, I can't feel what you're feeling. So you have to tell me what you're feeling. If your knee hurts but you're still squatting, I'm going to think that you feel fine. You have to be very upfront with your coach about things, saying, this really hurts. I'm trying to push through it. We're probably going to pull back and stop. But if you don't say anything, if you're being stubborn or trying to be mentally tough, like I've been saying, it's very hard as a coach to be like, well, are they complaining or is this actually pain? What is it? So if I had to add on to my hot take or whatever it is, you have to communicate. Buying in is also communication. It's not doing everything on the program. It's not sending videos to your coach. It's openly communicating about what's going amazing, what's going wrong. Just being very upfront, even if you think they'll be disappointed in you. I promise you they're not. They just want to help. And helping is making sure injuries don't surface, especially when you've been dealing with something for a month. And it's like, oh, now that training's going bad, I'm going to say it. As soon as it comes up, say it. Have to.
Time. All right. Before we wrap things up, we got one more segment, and then we'll say goodbye to you folks. But our last segment is the podium picks. I think, I think this is probably one of the more fun parts of the show. But today is going to be one that's really going to show who we are as people, and that is our gold, silver, and bronze PR songs that we listen to.
Can I
Hutton,
recommend
let's
something?
start with, huh?
Can I recommend something?
Yeah, what's up?
Let's go bronze, 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 silver, 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 like one at a time. Because you know
Sure.
how we usually go
Mm,
three,
yeah,
three.
yeah, yeah.
Let's go like our bronze, all of us, silver, all of us, gold, all of us.
Okay,
All
yeah, I
right,
like
yeah,
that.
let's do it.
Okay, so
Um,
I have I have one before my bronze. It's my honorable mention. If like I gotta put it in there, it's Nickelback. It's Rockstar by Nickelback. I mean, come on now, it's a classic. Can't do anything without it. Gotta go Nickelback. But my bronze came from Morgan. Learned this probably 2 weeks ago or so from his days back at MASH. They were throwing down crazy weights to some EDM stuff. So the one that I've liked a lot recently is throwing elbows. That right there, that's my three. That's my bronze pick right now.
yeah, Morgan, what's your bronze pick here?
Well,
Honorable mention, then bronze.
I guess I'll go with my honorable mention first too, because I mean, you guys can assume what my bronze is now. Um, so this song gets me amped up every single time for some reason. Don't know why. Not a popular song at all. It's called Blue Devils by Trap Dicky and DaBaby. If you guys know me, huge DaBaby fan
Mhm.
from Charlotte. I'm from North Carolina. Gotta love DaBaby, J. Cole, people like that. Gotta love it. That is my absolute. I wouldn't. Well, obviously, it's not my favorite PR song, but it's way up there. Um, and then I guess for my bronze, I'll go ahead and do that. It's also Throwing Elbows by by Excision. Um, um, I had it written down first, I promise. I'm not taking his.
Sure,
But
yeah, likely story.
during COVID, um, Nathan, Dylan, all of them showed me Excision, and I was training in my garage at the time, and I'm sure my parents got very annoyed with how much I was blasting this song. So yeah, that's my bronze.
I don't know if I've ever heard Blue Devils.
It's incredible.
Um, I'm listening to it right now. It's fire.
Turn it
I
up a
like
little
that.
bit. Let
You
people hear
put you put them onto it. There you
Nah, we
go.
can't get copyrighted. It might be small, but we can still get copyrighted here.
Well, if you haven't heard it, look it up if you're listening to
For
this.
For
sure.
sure.
Yeah. My bronze spot is a little bit of, I guess, EDM. I would I would describe my game day playlist as being like pre-game hockey music. If you've ever been to a hockey game, it's like a lot of almost bouncy dance music, with a lot of bass. So my bronze pick is Mammoth by Dimitri Vegas. Um, I feel like if you've heard the song, you'll recognize it. You might not know the title of it. I feel like
Mhm.
that's the case for a lot of like EDM songs like that, but
Yeah, definitely.
that's my bronze pick.
I
All
love
right,
that
moving
we
on to
both chose EDM songs. Um,
For a three. You got to represent, man. I mean, they're good.
Dude, I swear if we have the same two of the three,
My
because you already asked
silver,
me about one.
maybe. My silver, maybe. I didn't mention my silver yet, but I think we might be on the same wavelength, maybe. My silver, this is more like it's more like clean and jerk, heavy clean and jerk song. It's a little more aggressive. It's rap though. The first 45 seconds are a little questionable. But once you get into it, it's pretty good. It's Rip Roach by X. Um, that's my silver right there. It gets you amped. Maybe skip the first 45 seconds. I don't. I let it ride. But if you're in a gym, maybe don't play it. But that's my number two. It's got to be.
I dare you to play it right now.
I definitely went through a phase where that was I definitely went through a phase where that was up there for me. That song just goes hard.
It does, yeah.
A
Oh
little
yeah.
backstory about that song too. So when me and Ryan Grimslin were training together, we uh, we took Travis's phone and took it and connected it to the Bluetooth, and we hid his phone. And we were in a. This was after the Mash compound, so we were in like a kind of public gym, but it was the hours. It wasn't very busy at the time, but he got so mad at us. The first 45 seconds probably felt like 10 minutes to him. It was
Yes.
the funniest thing ever. All right. So for my silver spot, I'm also going rap,
Hmm.
but we're going with Meek Mill, In God We Trust.
Mm, yeah,
I've been
classic.
hearing that song a bunch recently because anytime I get above probably 170 on cleans or something right now, I turn that song on at least once. It just gets me amped up. Um, Pretty much any Meek Mill song that's like super hype will get played every single day in the gym. I'm pretty repetitive with my music. What works for me works for me. I have a very solid routine when it comes to music. Um, can get a little annoying sometimes, probably, but I just have my stuff, and this is heavily in the rotation.
Yeah, it's like you walk into the gym and Meek Mill's playing, you know Morgan's going heavy.
Oh yeah,
All right, my my silver spot. I don't know if this song is like officially released. It's got his name on it when I have it on Spotify now, but I don't know if it was a part of an album. But it's Skrilla by Kodak Black.
I think that's
Yeah,
That
pretty.
that's
I
a
don't know.
good one.
Yeah, that song bounces for sure. I
Mhm.
know there's like a viral video too where he's like on stage and he's like run that and then it just like hits it from the first second to the last second. I don't have to time my lift at all. I can just go to it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sing it, but I know it.
Yeah,
Oh
We're
that
yeah.
it's a good one. I
Oh yeah.
I play a lot of Kodak at the gym if I
oh,
get the
we
option. It's good.
Oh yeah.
we love Kodak Black at CrossFit One Valley.
Yes, we do. We definitely do. Okay, so my gold, like I feel like I kind of have genres for each lift kind of. Like I got like my really hard heavy rap stuff for my clean and jerks. Back squats kind of the same thing, but snatch, more rock most time for my snatch stuff. So this one, it's by Audio Slave. It's Out of Exile by Audio Slave. I was listening to that before my 162 snatch, before my last clean and jerk at finals as well. Like that, it's got a good build up to it, and once like they actually start going ham on it, it's not too crazy. But I mean, that's really I love that song right there. It's really really good.
Yeah, I like that song a
Definitely
lot.
heard that song before.
Yeah, it's I love it. It's my go to.
All right, so you made me think of one, and now I want to scrap my gold medal one, but I do have
Whoa.
to shout out.
Whoa.
What are we doing?
I
This is
do
like
want to
peanut butter
shout
and
out.
jelly. This song goes with Morgan like peanut butter and
I
jelly.
know,
How
but
I
like,
see it.
yeah, yeah,
Just
it's
say
really,
both because I feel like we
yeah,
can't have you on the podcast without you mentioning the song.
yeah. It's really so. If I'm clean and jerking incredibly heavy, this song is on. If I'm squatting heavy, the next song is on. Um, so if you know me, you know I love Flute by New World Sound, specifically the radio mix. There's two different versions. The radio mix is the one that you hear in all of the MASH videos, a lot of our uh, YouTube videos from the past. That is always playing. Um, if you look at my Instagram and it's an old video, you probably hear Flute in the back. Most of you know it. And then for the heavy squats, it is Corn Freak on a Leash.
Yes.
I
Oh,
love
perfect.
that song so much. It is the song I did the 200 clean to recently. I've just been
Mm,
blasting it. Um, I was never like a huge, like, I guess, would you classify that as metal or just hard rock?
I would say I would say hard rock.
Oh, that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
never been like that big into it, but recently, just coming back from injury, just trying to get hype all the time, like the Slipknots and the Corn, things like that, have
Yep.
just been heavily in the rotation to get like kind of angry, and it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's those are up there.
All right. Wrapping things up then, my gold spot, I might be putting you guys onto this. It's another like EDM type song, but it's Maria, I Like It Loud by Scooter. If you go to a hockey game, you're probably definitely gonna hear that one,
Hmm.
but you guys probably have never heard that.
I can't say I have, but I'll definitely go
Yeah.
back after this and listen to the few of the songs y'all put out.
Yeah. That
Right
one
on. Yeah.
I do remember vividly playing when I hit my a PR 157 snatch. That was the one that I had. And I think I had it like repeating all the way on the build up to that attempt, but
Hmm.
Dude, banger.
if that doesn't speak like
Holy shit.
walking out of the tunnel on skates onto the ice for a hockey game, I think that encapsulates it pretty well.
Hmm.
What do you think about that, Morgan?
Dude, that's hype. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
Remember the
it's
first
good.
20 seconds of it, and I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. I think that'll do it for us here today. I thought we hit a PR last week with Dylan pushing 2 hours, but we have well crossed that mark here today.
Yeah, I think we're
Um,
at
Yeah.
almost 2.5.
yeah, 2 hours and 15 minutes. If you're still listening, appreciate you hanging around. Hutton, it was awesome having you. Great stories. We appreciate you taking the time and for being transparent about, your goals, your story and everything. So it was really awesome to hear
Yeah,
for
thank you
us.
very much. I mean, I appreciate it. I mean, this is my first ever podcast, so it's always fun. I'll always remember it. But yeah, I do appreciate it very much. Thank you for all the kind words and everything. Yeah, it means a lot.
You did much better than my first podcast. You were a
Let's
very good guest.
let's go. I was focused. I was locked in this entire time.
Yeah, I was kind of telling you earlier. I gave him a warning. I was like, if you have 3 word replies, I'm going to punch you. You have to
Understandable. Like if we're asking questions,
expand,
I go, no.
expand on things.
Yes, yeah,
Nah,
elaborate.
nah, yeah, that was awesome. So we will catch you next episode, guys.